Growing up in Palmetto, Georgia, a little small country town, grew up in humble, very humble means. When I finished high school, I didn't go straight to Clark. I went to work for the United States government at Warner Robins Air Force Base, and my job was to repair the leading edges of airplane wings on the C-130 Hercules. There were no shade trees on the Air Force Base. It was hot as it could be down there. I rode home and told my mom and dad, I said, look, it's too hot down there for me. I think I need to go do something else. The way I ended up at Clark Atlanta University was because of my elementary school principal, Mr. John Gibson, and he was a great influence, Clark alum as well. A young lady took me under her wings. She was a student. We peeked into some classrooms. I think I ate lunch at Clark, met some students. I just shook and I said, I like this. And so that is why I ended up at Clark. Never regretted one moment of it. The beautiful thing about that is that I am a product of the Atlanta University Center. To me, I've always shared this philosophy, we are all in this together. I think when I pledged Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, that was one of the highlights of my being a student at Clark. Because basically before that, I was unknown. They didn't even know my name. I didn't socialize that much. I was commuting back and forth, not being a campus student. And after I pledged the Alpha, girls started calling me by my full name. I mean, I was somebody. I just felt good about the whole thing then. I was a musician. We set up what we call get-together combos while I was a student here at Clark. We would play for the alumni associations, for different clubs around the city of Atlanta. I'm with a group called the Chaparrals back in the 70s, 80s. And we were a very kinetic group, very connected group, but we didn't make it. On the professional level, the title of our album was Shake Your Head. Japan incidentally re-released the album year before last, and it sold out in Japan. In 1969, Ebenezer Baptist Church had the first ecumenical service for Dr. Martin Luther King, 9 months after he was assassinated. I, along with some Alpha Phi Alpha frat brothers, went down to Ebenezer knowing that we were not going to get inside. I finagled my way inside and was standing at the back of the church, and all of a sudden, from nowhere, a female usher came out of nowhere. This is a true story. Took me by the arm and carried me right down to the front of the church. I had no credentials. I didn't look official. I was out of place, but God gave me the will to raise my camera and start to take pictures. And this happened on January 15th. So thus one day in January. All of the photographs that I took in 1969 are now at the National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C. at the Smithsonian. So that's the biggie. And it's not so much for me, but it puts feathers in the cap for Clark Atlanta University, for the Atlanta University Center, for the city of Atlanta, and for the state of Georgia. So it's a biggie. When I graduated from Clark in '71, I was a hippie. Didn't even want to go to work anywhere. I was playing with my band and enjoying life. And the school had the gall to hire me in the admissions office. I mean, so I cut my hair off and cut it shorter and became one of the, I think one of the best teams that school ever had was when Cliff Rawls hired myself, Kathy Huey, and the three of us, we made a great recruitment team. I'm the historian for the Atlanta Alumni Chapter. I'm very active with the Alumni Association. I think that we need to grow on that and recruit. Wherever you go to school, wherever you're in school, once you leave that institution, you should always maintain this mentality about recruiting. And always spread the good news and try to get as many people to come in as you possibly can.